Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Cancer, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. I truly appreciate it. Just a quick note, please do not fall for any scammers that will never reach out to solicit for a private reading. I do offer private readings, and if you're interested in signing up for one of those or in making a donation, the information regarding that can be found in the About section of my YouTube page, and I thank you so much in advance for that. Cancer, we're going to be doing your reading today with two decks. One is the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit Oracle deck for the overall energy, and the Tarot of the Abyss, which I haven't used in a minute. And this is all about blockages, what blockages you may have in your life with regards to either your love life or your career, some situation maybe with your family. Whatever it is, it will reveal itself. This is all about how to overcome blockages. So these cards have been pre-shuffled, but I just felt like I wanted to shuffle them again. Cancer, I hope that you are doing well. I'm gearing up for fall, going into winter time. I live in the United States, and we just turned all of our clocks back, and so that's always a weird thing. Just shows you how time is an illusion, right? Whoever decided that we should just zoop, turn the clock back, oh, we got an extra hour. Fantastic. So overall energy I got for you is a water element, Cancer. You got the fish. So this deck has very specific meanings for all of these cards according to the guidebook, but I never read the guidebook, so I always read them intuitively. The fish card, you know, it reminds me of the fish, the little fish that's in the Page of Cups card. And they always talk about that fish as being very, very slippery. So a slip of the tongue. Could there be a tendency for you to put your foot in your mouth? I'm not going to speak for all Cancers. I'm just going to speak for myself. Sometimes it happens. I blame it on my Sag rising, though, and I'm just going to be really blunt sometimes. And it gets me in trouble, that's for sure. Not all the time, but sometimes. But I do see this here as, you know, Pisces energy, especially with that crescent moon. And you may have Pisces somewhere in your chart. I'm seeing, you know, fish have no memory. And so now Spirit is saying, while Cancers have a natural proclivity to live a little bit in the past, or we're comfortable in the past, we're comfortable looking at things in the past, there is something here that you don't want to look at, because they're saying to me that fish have no memory. Fish have no memory, so they're talking about memory like there's something really important that you're missing at this time that is the cause of a blockage in your life. Gonna pull 8 cards, past, present, future, and advice from Spirit. And you shall see what comes out. Okay, 5 cards, 6 cards, 7 cards. 8 cards out on the table. They asked me to look at the bottom of the deck, so I will. 4 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. 4 of Pentacles can talk about being very, very, the word I heard was cheap. I didn't want to use that word, but that's the word that came out in this particular situation. But it's not that you're cheap or stingy, maybe perhaps right now you've had to be. You've had to be very protective over, you know, we don't even have to be talking about money here. Maybe maybe you're being very guarded, very stingy with your love. And ooh, when a Cancer pulls back their love, that's the harshest reality, isn't it? When a Cancer pulls back their love after having given it to somebody for so long, and all of a sudden you take it away. What a rude awakening for that other person. Because a Cancer's love is really pure. But there is a holding back. There's almost a hiding. There's a hiding behind. Maybe hiding behind work. I do see the pentacle is huge. Takes up half the person's body here. So you could be a workaholic and hiding behind so much work to kind of avoid something that you've not wanted to look at for a while. In the past energy, you got the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Something very traumatic. There are two Ten of Swords cards in this particular deck. The other one is quite brutal looking, but this one is all about wisdom, right? Here it is. Once again, we're talking about looking at something face to face, looking at something head on, not being afraid to remember. So I don't know if this is something, I mean, it's kind of traumatic for sure. I can see something that is really, really traumatic, but these swords, this thinking energy, which is the swords energy, it's become incorporated into this owl's plumage that you can learn from those past mistakes, those past hurts, and then incorporate them in such a way that it doesn't hinder, but helps. Does that make sense? But right now, it's been very difficult. We want the Ten of Swords to be in the upright, not in the reverse. Because when it's in the upright, we can move past it. We can go back to the Ace, symbolically in the tarot. But when it's in the reverse, it's like we're stuck. It's a blockage. We're stuck in that pain. We're stuck in that but it's all in the mind space, right? Just like the memories, it's all in the mind space. Could have something to do with a past relationship. Something with the Knight of Wands. Somebody who was a little bit of a flash in the pan. Unreliable. You know what's really weird here? I see his hand is extended, and I see this is like a feminine figure here, but emanating from this feminine figure is this, it's almost like a sprightly figure, like not necessarily like a fairy, but something sprightly. It feels a little nefarious, like somebody misrepresented themselves. And here you are looking at that scenario like, I thought I was getting this person, but I got this instead. And like really analyzing that situation, right? That's what is required at this time, you know, or was required in your past energy, but I feel like it's still lingering. I'm gonna pull a clarifier on it, but I'm just gonna skip ahead 1 second. It's still lingering because of this card, Seven of Cups, being a little still in your confusion in the present moment, but we're in your past right now. Tower in reverse, precisely. Tower is major arcana, can represent Aries and Scorpio energy, but it doesn't have to be those signs. It just represents that energy. The Tower in the upright is when something collapses because it collapses under the weight of its own ineptitude or its own fallacy, a lack of a firm foundation, right? We can see it's like teetering. This house is teetering on branches that are just about to break. Tower can also represent shock, awe, and surprise. It doesn't have to be a horrible thing, but it can be like jarring. And in the reverse, it's almost like you tried so hard to see, okay, you tried so hard to see past this. It's almost like the shadow side of a person. You tried really hard to see past their shadow side. Everyone has a shadow side, so it's not like you're going to meet somebody new and they're not going to have a shadow side, and they're not going to have like demons in their closet and things, crosses they have to bear. Like, everybody has those. But for this particular situation, person, you really, really tried to prevent the tower from falling. You tried your best to say, we can still hold on to this. We can still make this work. I can make this work. And it just ended up burdening you in the end. And you haven't quite been able to move on. I feel like you're still, you're still holding on to it a little bit. In the present energy, you have the Seven of Cups. So we can see here, head in the clouds, literally. Seven of Cups talks about being spoiled for choice, a little bit of confusion. My cat Lucky is meowing at my bedroom door. He wants to come in, but I can't let him in because when he comes in, he's a little spoiled for choice. He goes around, he sniffs all the plants, he starts biting the leaves, he runs underneath the bed where he's not supposed to go. He gets all backwards and confused and forgot why he wanted to come in the first place. I start yelling at him, he runs away, and the vicious cycle continues, you know? But he's so insistent because he can hear me talking in here. He's so insistent on being a part of it. But when he comes in, he forgets why. Why did I come in here again? So, you know, it's weird. I see two characters here. But for some reason, they seem like they have hands on their shoulders and they're like at odds with one another. This is an energy of you in the present moment at odds with yourself. So many avenues of intention and feeling that you could be inhabiting at this time. You could feel confusion, anger, sadness, love, all of these at the same time. And it's throwing you for a loop, you know? It's like the slippery fish. You can't get a hold on it. And you know, the head is like, you can't even see this person's crown. It's like you've lost yourself in a way, or there's the potential to lose yourself. And you got the Page of Wands in the reverse to clarify that. Page of Wands talks about taking an initial step towards something, perhaps a brand new beginning, but you're hesitant. You have the ability to take that first step, but you're almost like not wanting to because it's unfamiliar. This is clarified by the Empress. The Empress is the number 3 in the major arcana of the tarot. Very divinely guided energy. A spirit is reminding you. The Empress is my favorite card in the entire tarot deck. In any of my decks, the Empress is my favorite card because she has the power of all 4 queens, and therefore she's very balanced in how she approaches life, with a confidence and a sense, a self-possessed quality to her. She knows who she is. It doesn't have to talk about a woman. It's just talking about divine feminine energy. Spirit is reminding you of your Empress energy, of your Empress abilities to attract beautiful things towards you. there's a girl, she's walking very swiftly in front of my apartment building, and she looks like she's been crying. She just like wiped her face. Could be just the wind, but take it as it resonates. She was crying. It wasn't the wind. She was wiping tears. You don't really see. There's no one else on the sidewalk, so it's kind of a private moment that I got a glimpse into. It's very rare that you see adults crying publicly. Take it as it resonates. This is the energy that, it's so different from this, isn't it? It's almost like this is being caught up in the winds, and this is becoming a part of it, a part of the change, a part of the flow, the natural energetic flow of abundance that wants to come towards you. What is this abundance, though, Spirit? Can you clarify that? Damn. This is not easy. 3 of Swords. You got the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, Cancer. But in this 3 of Swords card, look at it. It's like there's a bird here. A bird in the hand is worth more than 2 in the bush. Isn't that the expression? Bird in the hand is worth more than 2 in the bush. Take that as it resonates. We can see here this bird over her heart chakra. It's come to life and she's releasing it. And it's a painful process. The 3 of Swords is heartbreak, disappointment, perhaps betrayal. And this is you just letting it go, letting it flow into the wind. No longer, think about it this way, it's almost like it no longer belongs to you because you're giving it to Spirit, right? When people say give it up to God, just give it up to God, give it up to Spirit. Just say, I don't want to hold on to this anymore. What is the point of that? It's not doing anything but making me stuck in this like constant Groundhog Day. Right? Because there could be a refusal to look at that memory. And as long as you refuse to look at it, you can't release it. Because it's just this mark on your heart. That's rough. But as a Cancer, I don't know about you, I can identify with that. It's time to release it. And I think you're in the process of doing that. This is in the present moment. In the future potential, 9 of Wands, 10 of Cups. So it's almost like now, I see this, it's almost like I see both of these characters as versions of you. The 9 of Wands is talking about a person who has fought the battle, and they're the wounded warrior, and they live to fight another day. They're exhausted, but they're still trucking. They're still keep on keeping on, right? They're still standing. And I see this as you saying, grabbing this past person and say, nope, come with me. We're walking towards the sunlight. We're walking towards the prosperity and the abundance. 10 of Cups talks about bliss, talks about family, talks about abundance and joy. In your future potential. You're tired, Cancer. Like, I know, I see that. Asking for a clarifier right now. 6 of Wands in the reverse. Feeling, this is the Chariot card in the minor arcana. Chariot card being the card of Cancer in the major arcana, right? Typically, this card would talk about victory, public recognition, fame and fortune. You feel like, okay, haven't quite reached it yet. You see it though. The card showed up for a reason. You see the potential. You haven't quite gotten there yet. What is the blockage, Spirit? How can Cancers help themselves? How can we release the blockage? 4 cards came out. Very first one was 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. Don't invest time in things that are not worthy of your energy. That was very clear. People, scenarios. They gave me a very specific example. Stop spending all your time at the bar when you could be making your own beer or your own liquor. You can be stop spending time at the bar when you could be brewing your own beer, like starting your own empire, your beer empire. That is a very random, as to not be random and coincidental, example that while some people distract themselves and spend a lot of energy and time doing it, Spirit is saying focus on the things that will satisfy your heart space and thereby bring you abundance. 9 of Swords. Lots of anxiety to release. This is the nightmare energy, nightmare card. 9 of Cups, that's double 9, wish fulfillment. And the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse, putting something down. Okay, I asked for how to release the blockage from your fame and your fortune and your victory. And Spirit is saying stop spending time in places and spaces that don't serve your highest good. You know what they are. I just gave you one random example, but you know what it is. It could be a friendship group. It could be like just something you've lost interest in, but you do it out of obligation. I'm gonna say what just came to my mind, but only take it if it resonates, right? And it's not meant to offend. It's just the example that came to my mind, which is they showed me somebody that goes to Bible study, but not because they feel more connected to God, but because of obligation, because it makes their church brethren happy, or it makes somebody else happy, but it doesn't make them happy. It doesn't make them feel more connected to God. That is a very specific example that they just showed me. Just take it as it resonates. If it doesn't, just leave it for somebody else to take. But that was very specific. And it kind of flows into this energy though, because it's almost like if you don't show my crown chakra is like my head is buzzing. It's almost like this anxiety energy, like if I don't show my piety in a certain way, does that keep me from my abundance? That is not how I believe, and this is just a personal thing. I never go, I'm Buddhist, but I don't go to temple. That's not how I connect with Buddha. That's not how I connect with God. That's not how I connect with source energy. I don't have to go to a separate place to feel that connection. If you feel that connection in that place, by all means, go to that place even more, because it gives you happiness. But the worry is here. If I'm not falling in line, that I'm not doing all the right things and saying all the right things, that it prevent me from my happiness. But Spirit is saying, you're carrying way too much right now. Guilt. It's time to put that stuff down. Let's focus our attention on one thing and be the best at that one thing that we possibly can be. Because 2 of Pentacles in the upright talks about a multitasking. But if you're not careful, you're just gonna spin that cycle forever. You have to put something down at some point. An advice from Spirit, Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Ace of Swords in the reverse. Spirit wants to bring you clarity. They want to bring you this message of opportunity from the Knight of Pentacles. Very, very slow. Everything right now is very slow. But Spirit wants you to be on the lookout for it. There's a very distinct message coming in for you that will make everything make sense. But you have to be in a place to receive. You have to be in a place to receive. Four of Cups, you're not in that place right now to receive, because right now you're only looking at the 3 cups on the ground. I'm like, okay, you know, I have 3, maybe that's good enough. But Spirit is saying, but no, I've got more. I have more happiness, I have more joy to bring to you. But you can't see it, you're not even looking at it. Spirit is saying, please, please look at it. And it has something to do with like a homecoming. Returning back to your roots. 6 of Swords is extricating yourself from a situation and moving from choppy waters to calm waters. But you got this card in reverse, and it's Spirit saying it's like a return to the self, a return to who you are. Maybe you've been so externally focused on other people's opinions, their judgments, their expectations, that you've almost forgotten what it is that you want for yourself. So Cancer, that's your reading. I hope that it resonated for you. If it did, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Please hit the bell notification if you'd like to be updated as to when I post new readings. Thank you, Cancer.